from Augusta. You're watching News 1226 this morning.
A disaster relief organization is taking the financial burden off Hurricane Helene victims as recovery continues nearly 4 months later.
And South Carolina students being greeted with a new cell phone ban as they head back to the classroom this morning from winter break. Those stories and much more just ahead, but first, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Campbell. It is 6 o'clock on your Tuesday. Sending things over to Tim, and with the cold weather, the wind gusts that are behind you right there, not helping.
Yeah, it was a lot stronger yesterday.
Morning, a search is underway for 2 missing men with schizophrenia in Richmond County. The sheriff's office says 60-year-old Steve Dukes was last seen last night around 9 o'clock, leaving Touched by an Angel personal care home on Wrightsboro Road. He was wearing a denim jacket, gray sweatpants, and a gray and white beanie. Officials say he also has diabetes. Authorities say 58-year-old Philip Thomas also has schizophrenia and was last seen yesterday afternoon around 4:30, leaving the peaceful personal care home on Deansbridge Road. Officials say he was wearing a blue hoodie, blue jeans, and brown shoes. If you have any information on these 2 men, call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. While we're just a week into the new year, many are still dealing with the impacts of Hurricane Helene.
A disaster relief group was supposed to leave last month, but now they're staying until February, possibly even longer. Many backyards and homes are still covered in debris. Here's Taylor Martin joining us now live in the studio. And Taylor, this organization is really stepping in to help those who could use it right now.
Yeah, that's right, Ashley. Disaster relief group Team Rubicon is helping people out, rain or shine. More than 100 days have passed since Hurricane Helene hit our area, and Team Rubicon says they've been working ever since. Incident Commander Jim Harrell says they're going on 93 days and counting here in Augusta. They were supposed to leave in December, but now they're staying. Harrell says cleaning up would cost people $10,000 to $15,000 to have done.
And they really can't afford that, and we do it all at no cost. Now, it's not free. Our donors are paying and subsidizing all of this, but it's at no cost to the homeowners.
Now, they say they're willing to help no matter how long it takes.
All right, thanks for that, Taylor. Last night, North Augusta City Council reported the city is 95% complete with the first pass of that cleanup. They say there's still multiple parks closed, including Living History Park and the Riverview Park disc golf course. City leaders say while normal yard debris routes were suspended for 90 days, they're looking at when they can resume services. In the meantime, they ask for only vegetative debris from the storm to be put on the curb. Next Thursday, the 16th, North Augusta leaders are hosting a community engagement meeting. There will be updates on debris pickup along city roads. You'll have the chance to ask any questions, and this is going to be from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Municipal Center on Georgia Avenue. A live stream option is also available. You can watch on the city's YouTube channel or Facebook page. North Augusta City Council also approving a contractor to perform repair work on the WOW that's part of the SRP Park. City Council says there's been issues with leakage into the stadium and it's been impacting businesses. There is no timeline for the project and it will not have an impact on the baseball season. Today, the city of Aiken hosting a public meeting on the...
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 1226 this morning.
Health issues and trauma linger 20 years later after the deadly Graniteville train crash that killed nearly a dozen people, sending hundreds to the hospital.
And a disaster relief group tackling storm cleanup at no cost as recovery continues nearly 4 months later.
A lot to get to this morning, but first, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Campbell. It is 6:30 on your Tuesday. Sending things over to Tim right now, and it's cold and the wind gusts don't help.
Now, we have winds
Now, with 70 work orders.
just a bit, 6:32.
A disaster relief group is saving Hurricane Helene victims thousands of dollars on cleanup efforts.
Team Rubicon says it's sticking around to help locals recover from the storm, no matter how long it takes. Your Taylor Martin joins us live now in the studio as the group continues to extend their help nearly 4 months later. Taylor?
Team Rubicon says they've been here for 93 days and counting. Over 100 days later, many backyards and homes are still covered in debris. So Team Rubicon says they've been working ever since. They were supposed to leave in December, but now they're staying until February or possibly even longer. Helping with cleanup, they say, would cost people $10,000 to $15,000 to have done. So they do it all at no cost.
There is a huge need. This hurricane was devastating. We had 10 FOBs, what we call the forward operating bases, set up throughout the whole southeast. This is just one, and we're here to help because the people need the help.
Now, with 70 work orders still open, they bring in people from all over the country to help get the job done.
Okay, feels like a never-ending thing they've got to do here. We reached out to our major counties on their debris removal plans. Columbia County tells us their goal is to have the first pass cleaned up by February. So thanks for that update there, Taylor. North Augusta City Council.
Don't wait. Call me right now.
Injured? Call attorney John Foy and Associates today.
We all hope for a world of longer, healthier lives. To overcome today's biggest health challenges and accelerate that future, each of us needs to be part of the progress. Together, we can be a relentless force for building longer, healthier lives in the CSRA. Join News 1226 and the American Heart Association on Friday, February 7th for the 2025 CSRA Heart Ball. Reserve your seats today at heart.org/CSRA Heart Ball.
In the CSRA, there are a few winter essentials, and one you can't go without. The 1226 First Alert Weather App, the earliest alerts, customized for you, and video forecasts from local experts.
Lake wind advisory's in effect, and it's a really cold afternoon.
It's the must-have accessory to get you ready for the elements. Download the free 1226 First Alert Weather App, your essential winter survival tool.
Uneven sidewalks, pool deck.
Time now for your dog walk forecast. Giving you another look at Bella, because one, that's a cutie right there. Also, we're running low on animals, so send your animals to us so we can show them off on the mornings. We love to do it, and we also love to do what Bella is doing right now, and sleep.
That's right.
Especially with this cold morning.
We could just use that one for any type of tease shots, going to commercial of what we're doing every day. Taking a nap, yes, we're right there with you. Right there with you. Kind of hard to get going, too, with a cold outlook that we do have for us this morning. Starting to brighten that sky up. Boy, it's going to be a gorgeous sunny day. But the temperatures are going to be about 10 to almost 15 degrees colder than average for today. We already have temperatures that are down in the 20s and 30s, but also a little bit of a breeze continuing to make it feel a whole lot colder outside. So that traffic definitely picking up more and more out there in Grovetown, but 20s and 30s for the rest of the morning. Takes a little while to kind of break into the threshold of the 40s. It might even take till about noon to get there, but middle to upper 40s coming in for today. How about a jump to 51? Okay, that's it. 50-degree temperatures maybe for just one day for the rest of the week, because we're back in the mid-40s, and the morning lows are going to continue to stay in a pattern of 20s to low 30s the rest of the week. We have plenty of 20s, between 25 and 30 degrees north and south of the interstate, sitting at about 28 to 30 from Aiken to Edgefield, and still a little bit of a breeze, but making all the difference in the world here. Earlier this morning, about 3, 4 o'clock, the winds were still gusting at 40 miles an hour in Atlanta. Well, thankfully, that's come down a little bit, and it was feeling as cold as 17 for the wind chill there. But that 7-mile-per-hour wind here makes it feel like 23. We do have teens for the wind chill value up in Wilkes County. Washington feels like 19. So between the teens and lower 20s for wind chill values. Highs about 51, maybe as warm as we get for the rest of the week. Near 60 still for the average, and just barely at 40 on Friday. Well, we had some rain to start the week off. We're going to watch another system that's going to be developing and bring rain chances and maybe a wintry mix, of course, coming back in for that weekend. There's a lot of folks wondering whether or not we're going to have some. We'll have some. and there is going to be a potential for a little bit of a wintry mix, but more confident about rain threat. Of course, that's the way it always is here, isn't it? So yes, that's a little bit more elevated in confidence for rain only, but there is going to be that potential. Some of those northern counties along and north of I-20, it's not completely a 0% chance, but it's not the greatest around here. But we're going to have temperatures that are going to be right around late Friday night into early Saturday morning at the freezing mark. So there'll be some moisture around, and totals as far as any ice accumulation or wintry mix, which is not what we like to have at all. But there is a little bit more of a interest in the ice threat kind of in the northern half of Georgia. Maybe a little bit of a wintry mix precip coming in. So Wilkes County, Lincoln, McCormick, parts of Saluda, Edgefield County, kind of that line along and north of the interstate might have a little bit better chance than areas along and south of the interstate. Let's go to today. We still have several days for things to change around. So 20s and 30s start us off here. We're into the mid 40s with sunshine for the rest of today. Overnight lows are back 20s and 30s for tomorrow. So we're going to continue to keep mornings very, very cold in the 20s and 30s. We'll finish with a look at the 7-day next.
Our first alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists, all the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. News 12's First Alert Weather on your side.
For years now, the new Savannah Bluff Lock and Dam has been the center of attention. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wanted to get rid of the dam and add in a different kind of structure to protect the fish.
But state lawmakers disagreed, saying maintaining a water level of 114.5 feet is the #1 priority. But there was a major development over the weekend. Your Hallie Turner has the latest.
The tug of war, known as the Savannah Bluff Lock and Dam Project, is back in the political spotlight once again, but this time with a clear winner. President Biden's signature on the bill paves the way for the aging structure to be fully repaired and requires the pool level to be maintained at its current level. In a statement, Georgia Congressman Rick Allen says any option that results in a significant drop in the water level was a non-starter for local businesses, homeowners, and families. He believes preserving the structure will be beneficial. And South Carolina Congressman Joe Wilson says the Army Corps' plan to tear down the structure would have been detrimental to the community. But not everyone is celebrating the solution to a decades-old battle.
No is the answer. I also don't think a 1936 structure is the way to move forward. We're not driving cars from the 1936. We now know exactly what we knew in 1989, which is that the structure has to stay. We know that fish have to get past here. And we know it's a very expensive proposal.
Riverkeeper Tanya Bonatadovas agrees the structure needs repairs, but she has a lot of questions.
One, who's going to pay for that? And then number 2 is what happens with the outstanding lawsuits.
The new law says the Georgia Ports Authority picks up the tab, but only the amount in a report from 2012. So while the legal battle is over, the budget battle may just be getting started.
I just hope that we do it in a way that actually gives the normal person a chance to engage with the river.
Now, the other big question is what happens next? Congressman Allen's office says that it begins with a meeting with representatives from the Corps to talk about the repairs, and they'll decide how they can best move forward when it comes to a price tag. Taking a break now, giving you a